Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Dungeon Loot. I'm Dan.
And I'm Vinny Pro.
And today we have another set brought to us by our friends over at Crippled God Foundry. If you remember from a few months ago, we reviewed Crippled God Foundry's first Kickstarter set. It was called The Curse of Hollow Hills. They were kind enough to send us a few minis from their newest Kickstarter set, which is called the Shattered Hells set.
Correct. So this set revolves around mainly demons, demon lords, the epic level heroes that would go and fight said demons and demon lords. And everything in between. I believe there's also minions and companions that might be coming with this set as well.
Cool. So epic level demons, epic level warriors. If you're not familiar with Crippled God Foundry, they're a company that's been around for about 5 years now. They've gained a reputation for their high-quality miniatures, their detailed sculpts, for both their miniatures, terrain pieces, and their 3D printable files.
Correct. So let's actually get into the minis, because I'm actually very excited about these, because the first Kickstarter that they ran, which I had purchased, it was very detailed and way above my expectations of what I was going to get.
Yeah, they had some cool pieces. I remember them, yeah.
So let's start with the big guys, and we'll work our way down the line.
All right.
So what do you got there, Dan?
Looks to be a demon lord. His name is Ashvestos, the Pyre Eternal. He's got a huge flaming sword and a flaming whip also. What do you think, Finn?
So this is very detailed. What I like about it is that his chest plate, right? Instead of him wearing armor, he has flames engulfed around him, and they're actually like swirling up into like his mouth and around his head, almost like a suit of armor.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's a very nice touch that they added to this demon lord.
And the next character we have here is pretty disgusting looking. This is Penalion the Ungorged.
So what I like about it is it's very reminiscent of a Nurgle from Warhammer. The model isn't as large as the Warhammer Nurgle. The open mouth in the belly actually has like an alien's mouth coming out.
Yeah, like the tongue.
The tongue, like the alien tongue coming out.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Even the sword, it matches the model in a way that like the pustules and like the mucus membranes are like they look like they're on this part of the metal, which is kind of wild actually.
So that's definitely his sword.
Yeah.
Okay, up next we have a Goliath barbarian whose name is Eorgon.
What I like about it is even though he's a barbarian, he still has a decent amount of armor on it, but when you really look at him, it's not very restrictive. It looks like a full plate set, but he's not wearing full plate.
Yeah.
You know, he's got like leather hides on, he's got a lot of small pieces, shin guards, shoulder guards, you know, big thick bracers. The sword has this inlay in the middle of the blade that is absolutely stunning. And the hilt, it's got all this like filigree look on it. It's very, very detailed. He's got a small short sword.
Yeah, it looks like it might be a short sword.
but he probably uses it as a dagger.
That's cool. I think this is my favorite piece of the bunch. Okay, and up next we have a character named Sitor.
This druid is definitely my favorite. If you look closely at his staff has a bunch of runes etched into it, wood knots in it. His left open hand, he's holding a small bird. I think he's got like an animal skull on his head as a hat piece.
There's a lot going on with this figure. Really, really cool piece. Okay, and up next is the Goatman of Erebus.
The Goatman of Erebus.
He's a goat man.
So I'm assuming he's more of like a foot soldier or a minion for a demon lord.
He looks like he's got a broken horn, got a really badass looking battle axe.
He's got like manacles on his wrists, piecemealed armor. This guy is definitely part of an army someplace in the hells.
Okay, up next is the Elysium Warrior.
He's got a very Roman-esque look to him.
Like he's wearing that centurion-looking helmet, loaded up with spikes on his shield, spikes on his boots, also carrying a big long spear.
By 3 or 4 of these, like you can make like a guard unit out of them.
Yeah.
You know? Yes.
Or even if you get the 3D files.
Correct.
You could print out as many as you need.
I will say this: Crippled God has definitely stepped up their game with their sculpting. And I was impressed with the first Kickstarter that they ran. This is definitely superior to their first.
Okay, and the last mini in the set here is a character named Acanthos, the Ender of Spring. He looks like he's some type of an ice demon?
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
He's got like little spikes coming off his back. He's very, very insect looking.
Yeah.
He's almost very like D&D-esque, 3 creen, like...
Yeah. Looks like he almost has an ant head, 2 antennas.
Yeah, 2 antennas, he's got the little mandibles on his mouth.
He's also carrying like a double blade here, which is really cool.
I like the face sculpt on this and the thin insect neck. Really nice.
Yeah, really sharp.
So this time around, Crippled God Foundry is doing something a little bit different. Last Kickstarter, they were only offering their full resin casts of their models. This time around, when you pledge, you can either pledge for the resin casts or for the 3D printable files for yourself if you want to just print them at home. If you head over to their Kickstarter page and want just the 3D printable files, you can select their Acolyte, Summoner, or Cyber Demon options.
A nice addition to the Kickstarter.
So once again, Crippled God Foundry went with the heroic scale for their minis on this set, which is between 28 to 32 millimeters. They're a little bit larger, which is nice because you can pack in a lot more detail onto them. Another piece of good information about this Kickstarter is once it's fully funded, which I have the utmost faith in them fully funding because the first Kickstarter they fully funded, I think it was like a day, if even that.
Wow.
Yeah, they blew through it real quick. There's going to be over 50 minis you could pick from. So the way they did the last time was they had sets and then you had individuals. And once the pledge manager opened up, you were allowed to go in and pick each individual piece that you wanted, plus your villain set or your heroic set, depending on what pledge scale you picked.
So you'll have the option to buy the entire set or pick
Correct.
and choose.
Correct. You can buy the entire set and have a field day with your 50 new minis that are all cast in beautiful, high-quality resin.
Nice.
Or you can, do what I did the last time and just, piecemeal it.
Grab a few.
Grab a few. Maybe you need another demon. Maybe you don't. Maybe. Maybe you want yourself an Ice Lord. Maybe you don't.
That's great. 50 pieces. They're all inspired by Greek lore, D&D characters, pop culture characters. So you'll run the entire gamut. They have a whole ton of different characters within the 50 minis that are in the set.
So, and also, you might want to jump in on the Kickstarter because if you wait until the Kickstarter is completed and then you decide you want to go to their website and buy this stuff, if you buy it at Kickstarter price, it's going to be like 40% off of their retail value. So you're going to get your money's worth with this set if you buy it through Kickstarter.
Jump on it now. So if you like what you see in the Shattered Hell set from Crippled God Foundry and you'd like to contribute to their Kickstarter, click on the link below. You won't regret it. And if you have any other items you'd like us to review on a future episode of Dungeon Loot, please let us know in the comments below as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next episode of Dungeon Loot.